One, you're live.
Today, the FDA just approved Benlysta to treat lupus, the first new lupus drug approved in 56 years. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration today approved Benlysta to treat patients with active autoantibody-positive lupus who are receiving standard therapy, including corticosteroids, antimalarials, immunosuppressives, and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Benlysta is delivered directly into a vein and is the first inhibitor designed to target B lymphocyte stimulator BLyS protein, which may reduce the number of abnormal B cells thought to be a problem in lupus. Prior to Benlysta FDA approval, FDA last approved drugs to treat lupus, Plaquenil, and corticosteroids in 1955. Aspirin was approved to treat lupus in 1948. Lupus is a serious, potentially fatal autoimmune disease that attacks healthy tissues. It disproportionately affects women and usually develops between the ages of 15 and 44. The disease affects many parts of the body, including joints, skin, kidneys, lungs, heart, and the brain. When common lupus symptoms appear, they can present as swelling in the joints or pain, light sensitivity, fever, chest pain, hair loss, and fatigue. Estimates on the number of lupus sufferers in the United States ranging from approximately 300,000 to 1.5 million people. People of all races can have the disease. However, African American women have a 3 times higher incidence number of cases than Caucasian women. Quote, Benlysta, when used with existing therapies, may be an important new treatment approach for healthcare professionals and patients looking to help manage symptoms associated with disease, said Curtis Rosebrough, MD, MPH, Director of the Office of Drug Evaluation 2 in the FDA Center for Drug Evaluation and Research. 2 clinical studies involving 1,684 patients with lupus demonstrated the safety and effectiveness of Benlysta. The studies diagnosed patients with active lupus and randomized them to receive Benlysta plus standard therapy, or an inactive infused solution, placebo, plus standard therapy. The studies excluded patients who had received prior B-cell targeted therapy or intravenous cyclophosphamide, and those who have active lupus involving the kidneys or central nervous systems. Patients treated with Benlysta and standard therapies experienced less disease activity than those who received a placebo and standard of care medicines. Results suggested but not definitely established that some patients had a reduced likelihood of severe flares and some reduced their steroids doses. African American patients and patients of African heritage participating in the 2 studies did not appear to respond to treatment with Benlysta. The study lacked sufficient numbers to establish a definite conclusion. To address this concern, the sponsor has agreed to conduct an additional study of people with those backgrounds to further evaluate the safety and effectiveness of Benlysta for this subgroup of lupus patients. Those receiving Benlysta during the clinical studies reported more deaths and serious infections compared with placebo. The drug should not be administered with live vaccines. The manufacturer is required to provide a medication guide to inform patients of the risks associated with Benlysta. The most common side effect in these studies included nausea, diarrhea, and fever. Patients also commonly experienced infused reactions, so pretreatment with an antihistamine should be considered. Human Genome Sciences, Inc., based in Rockville, Maryland, developed Benlysta and will co-market the drug in the United States with GlaxoSmithKline of Philadelphia.
So basically you're saying they have approved it. Is there any negatives that you can see in there?
The only negatives is that it needs to be administered with under the strict care of a physician,
well,
so
that's
that none
not
of the
a
side
negative
effects
thing.
or no complications can occur.
Well, we talked
Further
about
testing
that.
and further study on any of the brought up points of concerns looks like it's already been agreed to and addressed by the FDA and Human Genome, and will be conducted accordingly.
So what you're saying is that the risk factor is that the benefits are going to be that it will be on a sliding risk management scale, as we had said many, many months ago. And it's a blockbuster moment.
That's right. It's a great moment. Congratulations to Human Genome, to all the people out there who suffer from lupus. Forward-looking, there is help and hope, and for the first time in 50 years, the FDA should be congratulating a giant step forward in biotech.
And this is very true. And now what we're going to do is we're going to wait and see how they open the stock. Some people think that, once again, that this could never happen. and all of the people out there on the internet and all of your little pundits and all of your little news forecast and all of the quote professionals, so-called professionals anyway, guess what? Are they really? I don't think so. What I do think is that stockmarketfunding.com and SMF analysis was right from day one.